When reviewing job descriptions, what non-negotiables do you look for? You talk about wages or, growth opportunities, your hours, your benefits. Do you want to work on site, or do you want to work at home, or maybe a hybrid position? So, it's okay to look at those and find out, okay, I'm in this industry, I'm passionate about it, but these are some things that I actually is a must. I mean, if you have to live a certain quality of life, depending on where you're living, there's a certain wage that is one of them that's probably going to be pretty important to you as you're pursuing these goals.
And something I talked about is when you're going after something that you want, how do you really figure out what you really want if you're not 100% sure? And sometimes just doing the wants, you find out what you don't want. And so that's another way to kind of figure out, okay, well, these are the things I don't really want. I don't want to be working outdoors. I don't want to be away from home for too long. Okay, so that's going to help you narrow down to, well, what you do want. So what you do want is, okay, working more closer to home. I want to be working within this much distance of traffic time, maybe. There's so much time I want to spend with family. So realizing what you don't want is going to help you realize what you do want. That's also going to kind of lead you into some of these questions here as well.
Yeah, that actually brings us right into question number 4, which is what type of work environment do you thrive in? Some people really are team players. That's where they thrive. It's their bread and butter. They come in, they work in the team environment, and they're just ready to hit the ground running. But some people work more independently, and maybe they want to have that work from home environment where they can be with their friends and their families during their work hours, and then be able to also get the work done. So it really just depends what kind of person you are and what is most important for you in that kind of balance of how you like to do your work. So take a minute and figure out, okay, if I got this job, what's the ideal setting for me?
And it really is, as you go through these, and again, hopefully you take your time to go through it a little bit more in detail once we're done the episode. These are all meant to give you laser focus on exactly where you're going. And I think it's important to stress that on a lot of these when we go through these questions. You just don't want to answer them and move on. Reflect on what you're writing down and why.
And you can even use what we're going through here today. When you are starting to apply for these jobs, they're going to ask you questions like, why are you interested in this position or this role? So already having an idea of what those answers are going to be not just astronomical for finding the right opportunity, but for getting that opportunity in the long run.